Hey, I'm Gojir and welcome back to another Call Warhammer Beginning and End Times 1.5 Beta 1v1 replay. It has been a while since my last replay. It has been about two and a half months since I last posted on YouTube. I've been a bit busy with school, volunteer hours, football, stuff you don't want to hear about, etc., etc. It's just been a little busy and, gotta do what you gotta do. So this is going to be a 1v1. This is on an older patch, actually, than the newest version that's out now. The newest version you can get on Discord, and anyone can join the Discord. It isn't like some group. I will link it down in the description below. Open to anyone. Come in, play some games, be a part of the community. It's all good. And if you need help downloading the mod as well, like if you've just been watching for a long time and you want to play, or you just don't know how and you've been trying for a bit, come on the Discord and we can help you. But I will first refer you and link also in the description below Stan's from Warhammer Weekend Times install video. And please watch that before you come and ask us questions, because we've been asked a million questions about said install and download. So make sure you've done all the things that he says in the video, and then come talk to us after that, and we'll sort you out. Okay, today it's going to be 1v1 between me and lead developer Tom, or one of the lead developers, along with Calcoy and your own personal Jeebus, aka Queen of Gore, aka whatever else that guy's aliases are on different platforms. He's gonna be playing Dwarfs, and that's gonna be a very interesting battle. There's a little rangy components and such. Bring Tzeetch, the god of change. So for my main line, I'm bringing 4 Chaos Warriors, just the standard, no upgrades, just shield and mace and axe. I don't think they have swords. 3 Marauders up front, kind of stretching out in thin formation. The Chosen of Tzeetch, which are kind of demonically formed, almost like a beetle, kind of beetle arms with those 4 claws in the back. 2 Ungor Raiders on each flank, and a Hell Cannon in the back, along with flanking by Horrors of Tzeetch on the right side, along with Flamers of Tzeetch and Chosen Knights of Tzeetch. And these are just kind of upgraded from regular Chaos Cav, and these guys are demonic, super fast, and kind of slippery. Well, they're not very fast, but they're very slippery. They can elude melee attacks pretty easily if you keep them moving, and they have a flame missile projectile attack, which is pretty dope. For Tom's dwarf army, he has brought 2 dwarf cannons, a dwarven bolt thrower, which you don't see very often just because they tend to miss a lot, and they don't really get those like line drive kind of multiple rank shots that you hope they would. Iron Drakes, 1 on each flank. A 2 dwarven axes, 2 dwarf warriors, 2 thunderers, 1 quarreler, and then I think his main line is 1 Ironbreaker and 3 Prince Ulthar's Dragon Company, very heavy infantry. They are actually in this patch about as good as Ironbreakers, but slightly cheaper, and I think maybe less defense, I believe. And then in the woods here, Tom has Quarrelers, Bugsman's Rangers, Thrower Axes, Armor Piercing, Armor, Cav, and Monster Killers. That's what they really are. And Hammer Bodyguard for, I believe, his general. We'll see. There he is. And let's start it off immediately with some. And I'm going to be immediately taking some shots, because I know what Tom's going to try to do with these cannons. He's going to try to shoot down my Hell Cannon as quick as possible, because in that bunched up formation that dwarfs tend to take in most multiplayer battles, a Hell Cannon shot can do some devastating damage. This Hell Cannon shot was so close, yet so far. Now the dwarf cannons are firing off. He's taking 40%, 80%. It's almost dead. Can he get a shot off before? Can the crew manage a shot before they do? Let's get this mainline charge between some Marauders and the Prince Ulthers. Prince Ulthers will wreck on the charge. Got some Iron Drake. Oh god, the destruction, the pure destruction. Look, there's a nice Hell Cannon shot. I think the Hell Cannon is about to die though. Very close to it. Some Marauders routing from the field. And this main line, I don't know if I can hold this main line that long with the Iron Drakes and the Prince Altars. I did break through the center with some of my Chaos Warriors, but still that one Prince Altars Dragon Company is still holding strong. I am flanking around with my Cav and my Flamers on this side, just kind of overwhelming one side. Even though these Chosen Knights of Tzeentch are charging in, they're going to take heavy casualties from these Iron Drakes, but this is closing down the side, and he really does have another shot from the Hell Cannon. Hell Cannon's almost dead on its last legs. Oh, it is dead. It's over. But it put in some work before it died. My main line is faltering. So even with a good charge, these Chaos Warriors won't be able to grind it out against Prince Altars and Ironbreakers on the charge. These Dwarf Axes, they should be able to beat one-on-one, but that just wasn't the engagement, frankly. Unfortunately. Alright. These Chaos Knights of Tzeentch are charging into some cannons. My Flamers are tearing up some Quarrelers. Just tearing them up before they can do anything of use. The Iron Drakes have been firing in. Not the best target, I don't think. I think he would want to target the Chosen more, but they may not have been able to reach them from that, or risked friendly fire. But they are tearing up some Ungor Raiders, irregardless. My Cav is still swarming in the back. This one unit of Cav is taking out Iron Drakes. So I guess some okay, and some Dwarf Cannon crew now coming from the rear side. The Chosen Knights of Tzeentch are coming in for these Iron Drakes. The Iron Drakes are getting hunted down pretty quickly. My main line is slowly faltering though. Even with these Chosen Demonic Tzeentch against these Iron Breakers aren't going to do a lot. I need Hammer and Anvil charges or something to just take them out. These Thunderers are plopping away, probably getting some pot shots on my Chosen there. My Flamers though are just tearing up his skirmishers with no recourse, just laying into them. Probably getting some friendly fire from these Chosen Knights, but they Flamers don't care. Flavors don't care. He is bringing some Dwarf Warriors. I believe he does have some units still in the trees or around here. Yeah, he has the Buggerman's Rangers. I don't know if they've been throwing their axes the entire time or not. They definitely didn't get into my Cav, which is luckily I wanted to circle them around to make sure that did not happen, because that would be especially bad. And those axes just murder infantry like it's nothing. So I'm starting to get some flamer shots into these Iron Drakes here. It's just glorious murder. The melting of the shield wall of Dwarfs. So Dwarfs have shield wall ability. Not the Iron, actually surprisingly not the Iron Breakers, but all other Dwarf units with a shield can make shield wall, and it will it's decent against cavalry. It can deal some damage back to themselves because they're so bunched up with the Cav, but it does prevent their charge pretty well. Along with infantry charges just get blunted on it. There's just no breaking through it if they're braced with that shield wall on. So Dwarfs can be pretty fierce in a grind out combat, which this is ending up to be. But I do have the trump card of the Flamers, so we'll see what I can do with these in the late game. They are taking some damage. He's being able to flank around with those hammers that he left in reserve, and I didn't touch with my Cav because I wanted to get to these juicy skirmishers so badly. And I'm leaving some horrors just to try to wrap up the rest of his skirmishing line and possibly any infantry that would be coming back, which those Prince Altars are at this point. So I'm wrapping up kind of in the middle with his Dwarf Axes in prolonged combat. Should not survive against Chosen of Chaos or Chaos Warriors in a grind out. But these Prince Altars are going to be a very tough cookie to crack. Same with the Iron Breakers, but the Iron Breakers have taken some damage from the Flamers. And these Flamers again, are just floating around because they're technically missile cav, and they just float around and give no craps about other missiles whatsoever. No matter how many Thunderers shoot at them, how many Coralers shoot at them, they're not going to take a lot of damage from that. You just want to wrap them up like he did earlier with his Thunderers in melee, even though these Thunderers, you know, really aren't meant for that. They could still take out some flamers if need be. But I'm just digging into his, what are these guys? Bugsman Rangers? Yeah. I'm just digging into the Bugsman Rangers, charging in with some Chosen Knights on these Coralers just to try to take them down a notch. But it's getting pretty close here. I'm getting some rear shots with these Ungor Raiders. It's going to be pretty intense. Marauders against freaking Dragon Company. My bad, guys. I'm just mixing names up all over the place today. I'm getting almost some friendly fire with these Horrors of Tzeetch here. They're shooting kind of over a hill in an arc. But you'll see in melee these Tzeetchian units are not very great. Just a unit of, well, it's 16, but only engaging like maybe half that are these dwarf warriors, and they're just knocking out these horrors like it's nothing. I need to get these guys out of here. I need them for the late game in order to survive. His Iron Drakes, however, are trying to put back a fight against these flamers. We'll see how they do. They're reloading. Can they get a shot off? Oh, they get one shot off, but no, it's over. They got outflamed. They got flamered on. But his scary mass is now encroaching on my little remainders of Chosen and Chaos Warriors. But I do have the flamers, and I do have some horrors in some good positions. I'm gonna try to get some crossfire here and just see if we can just put the hurt on this dwarf blob, because they really don't have any more skirmishers to punish my cav or my horrors. Although my cav is actually pretty much dead at this point, but the counter to them is dead as well, so we're pretty good. But I do let my flamers go into combat, which is not good. These little ghostly dudes are now gonna eat the dust, bite the dust, snort the dust. Ungor Raiders continue to fire into the back of these Prince Ulther's Dragon Company. I guess they're a mercenary unit. I think they're a Regiment of Renown, I'm not sure. But irregardless, they're really potent in this patch. Very cost effective. Horrors of Tzeetch are just going to continue to fire the projectile. The projectile is not as strong as the flamers, but it has almost more piercing just because of how straight of a line it goes in. They'll just hit multiple, go all the way through the lines and just smack them and start incinerating dudes with this eldritch fire. So I guess Ungor Raiders still firing into the backs, although these guys are kind of bugging out. Maybe they're in shield wall and they're kind of bugging out because they are all facing these arrows, which is not greatest for combat, but they're preventing some delicious rear shots, which is bad for me. Flamers still piling into this blob. You can see the Coroller fire coming from these 31 Corolers in the forest, just trying to desperately take out these flamers to no avail. They will just keep flaming Tzeetchians. And Thunders are also going to start trying to unload into these flamers, but nothing's going on. Ungor Raiders still trying to fire. I think that might have caused some friendly fire, if not very close to it. But these Prince Ulthers are still fairly healthy for the late game. And my lines, I do have some cav left, actually. I lied. They're coming in for the rear charge, routing some regular dwarf axes. Let's see what's else in this blob. Iron breakers, hammerers. There we go. I knew there was another type. We got some hammerers in here, and it is getting pretty intense. I need to start dealing with this Prince Ulther's company, but I think I might be able to deal with it now because of the flamers. and they're ripping into these older Dragon Company. The Dragon Company is they're gonna start heading out towards these flamers. The flamers, they will fire when they move, but they do kind of take a second if you tell them to move when they're firing. You went invisible, but so these guys are gonna get caught, and I'm trying to move them out, but there's just no way to get them out of combat quick enough. They're gonna sly away, start shooting at other stuff. I guess they do make it out. My predictions or memory, I guess, serves me wrong. Hunger Raiders charging into the bolt thrower. We are gonna start. Is gonna get very close here. Even in spread out formation, these flamers are just dead on, just smacking 2 or 3 of these guys each time. I do really like the officer for this Dragon Company, though. He's really cool looking. You know, it's almost like a Empire-looking plume helmet on his head. We're gonna get some of these Knights of Tzeetch in here into combat. I probably shouldn't leave them into prolonged, but they're all I have, really. Besides 3 chosen with my general inside of it. And I have my Ungor Raiders fighting it out with some Thunderers and crew. Ungor Raiders should win purely because of numbers. Oh god, the Eldritch Horror. Just the horrors, the horror of the horrors is pretty intense when you get them in the late game, just whittling down these guys, burning them over and over again. And these guys just keep getting smacked down. Oh, there goes another one. Oh, I don't know what he's falling, tripped on a rock, I guess. Wavering. I guess my flamers aren't out of ammo. It's looking pretty grim for the Dragon Company. And the one Hammer's bodyguard, his general, left dueling it out with mine. Look at a axe on axe action here. Oh, it's parried with the hand. Smacks him in the face. Doesn't care. Swings again. Oh, the epic action of Medieval 2. It is pretty cool though how there's some synced animations. Oh, the knives just getting in the way of it. I did run my horrors back. I think I can just out skirmish him at this point with my Tzeetch Eldritch Flame Gods. But I do think the horrors have unlimited ammo, so you need to kill them off. You can't rely on them not having any firepower at the end of a game. My general will end up going down, not due to friendly fire, thank God. He would be bursting into flames if it was. But these Prince Older Dragon Company and Ironbreaker and his general are going to be in for a tough fight if they want to win this battle. Charging in. And they're going to immediately take down these flamers who I am trying to pull out, but they just get immediately RKO'd and float there for a second. Now it's just the Ironbreaker and the Hammer's bodyguard, the only 2 dwarf units really left in commission here. There's 6 Thunderers, but there's no way they're outrunning or outfighting these Ungor Raiders. It's pretty much over. It's just the 2. The godlike dwarves, the Spartan dwarves. They're waddling. Maybe we can waddle them a little faster. Ironbreaker's taking some hits. He's getting smacked. Should probably change targets here. The general's closing in. Oh. And he's gonna smack and just to rip that horror's head off with a nice cleave of his golden axe that he won hands. And I'm gonna run back like a Tzeetch puss. Just like do that over again. Oh, he's just eating them. He's eating him straight to the face. He doesn't care. He's coming in. He's gonna smack him and rip. Well, at least he got a Viking looking funeral. Except with Tzeetch fire, that's probably burning him inside and out right now. Oh, he gets knocked down, the Ironbreaker. Ungwer Raiders with no ammo left on the prowl. Just watching this poor Ironbreaker get toasted over and over. He's standing strong though. Look, oh, got a bad case of the getting blasted with fire in the face. He's gonna start running up. Smacked again. And it's over. Whoa. Toasty. Make a little bonfire right here. But yeah, GG to Tom. That was a really fun game. I just enjoyed watching that again. It was pretty great. Just the aesthetics of that was pretty amazing. I do wish Iron Drakes could compete a little more with Flamers, but that just isn't the case. I mean, and I don't know whether that's to be wanted or not. Flamers are demons, and they do cost a hell of a lot more than Iron Drakes do, regardless of how much armor Iron Drakes have. That Tzeentch fire, Eldritch flame fire explosions will burn through most anything, even if ethereal armor. I don't know what dwarven armor is called in this. It was Grimroll. I don't know, but that legendary dwarf armor can't save you. So got some pretty good kills on the Flamers. Obviously, they put in work for all those skirmishers and those Iron Drakes and the back of that big dwarf blob. The Chaos Warriors did alright for themselves, you know. They held in there. They didn't immediately break and shatter upon getting their asses whooped, which is good. Where is it? The Chosen of Tzeentch Bodyguard really helped. They inspire your troops and keep them in the fight longer. So if you're playing this mod and Chaos morale is giving you a hard time, or Greenskins morale is giving you a hard time, make sure you have plenty of Black Orcs or a Chosen Bodyguard in the mix, and that should buff up the morale decently enough to stick in the fight for the long haul. 3 Marauders done Papa good, Papa Big Bird, and Horrors did pretty well for themselves too. I was expecting a little more kills on these guys, but their projectile doesn't kill a lot right off the bat. They will eventually grind out their worth though, for sure. They are a little pricey, I think, but they can definitely be worth your while for sure. And then the Ungwer Raiders performed pretty well. I mean, this one didn't do that well, but he just soaked up a lot of Iron Drake fire, which in itself is useful whilst I engage in the main line and not get toasted. But yeah, good game. Chosen Knights did well too. Good game, Tom. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.